Sue, hi!
What are you doing here? Called twice. Did you get the messages? Can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah,
This is like a violation.
I wasn't trying to violate.
You are violating my personal space. You are violating my personal life.
Sue and I had a one-night stand, unable to forget her. I gathered the cash I had secretly saved up, but it was only enough for a one-way ticket. Still, I didn't hesitate. I went to find her. Based on details Sue had mentioned in conversation, I tracked down the company where she worked, and sure enough, I ran into her there. I thought Sue would be happy to see me, but instead she was unwelcoming and kept telling me to leave. I stubbornly stuck around anyway. I followed Sue to her soccer game, and I even went to her workplace. That night, I went home with her, but we slept in separate rooms. The next day, Sue tried to convince me to leave.
I actually don't have money.
You don't have a return ticket?
I didn't have money.
She offered to pay for my trip back, but I quickly stopped her. I made a deal with Sue. If she spent the morning with me, I'd leave right after. So we went to an amusement park. We had a really good time. True to our agreement, I left afterward, even though it was hard to walk away. I went back to my small town and continued helping my parents run their motel. 2 weeks later, Sue showed up at the motel again. This time, she was just passing through for work. That evening, Sue and I had dinner together. Then I asked Sue to come with me to visit my mom, who was sick. After a brief conversation with my mom pulled me aside and said she really liked Sue. I passed along my mom's words to Sue. The next day, Sue left again for work. A few days later, my mom passed away. My dad gave me my mom's favorite piece of jewelry. I pawned it for $300. Then I went back to Sue's company, but the receptionist told me Sue had left for Washington State to see her ex-boyfriend. I didn't have enough money for a bus or a flight, so I walked the entire way. When I got tired, I slept on the grass. Eventually, exhausted and worn out, I made it to Washington State. I went into a diner where I met Carl.
You looking for a job?
Seriously?
Why the fuck wouldn't I be serious?
He gave me a job there. I asked Carl if he knew anything about Sue. It turned out Carl actually knew who Sue's boyfriend was. That night, Carl and I went to where Sue was staying. I saw Sue and her boyfriend holding hands looking close. Heartbroken, I turned and walked away.